Okay, we're back. It's time for Let's Talk Books 2.0. However, I'm getting the boot today. What do we have going on today, Gavin?
We're going to be interviewing the new owners of the Brigantine Times, Garett and Mckayla.
Lorelai, you looking forward to this?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I think we're also going to talk some books with them.
Yeah.
What do you think they're reading?
I don't know.
Hopefully
honestly.
the Brigantine Times,
Big
right?
adult books.
Yeah. What you said.
Big adult books.
All right, so I'm going to go do my new job. I'll go man the camera.
Okay.
Good luck,
Bye.
kids.
Bye.
High
Bye.
five. Go Team Books.
Bye. See ya. Bye. Go. Bye. Thank you.
I'm here with the new owners of the Brigantine Times.
I'm Garett, and this is Mckayla.
So guys, my question is, how do you guys feel about taking over the Brigantine Times?
Oh, we are excited, but also struck with a lot of pressure all of a sudden, I feel like. We're in a very tumultuous time in our lives, which is we're getting married in 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, surprise. But there's a lot going on for us. So we're painting an apartment, we're driving everywhere, we're making newspapers and delivering them and talking to people and, you know, getting wedding dresses fitted and stuff. So there's a whole lot going on in our lives right now. But we're honored to take over the paper and continue the legacy that the previous owner, Emmett, had and left on the island. But, you know, we're bringing new stuff and we're excited.
So you guys, have you ever worked with a newspaper before?
This is my first time working with a newspaper. Garett did a couple of journalism jobs before, so he wrote articles and stuff like that. But this is my first newspaper job. It's great.
Have you guys had any bumps in the road so far?
Oh, yeah, we've forgotten to put people's ads in the paper. We've
Put
made
the wrong names on captions, put all kinds of...
we've messed stuff up already, but it's a learning curve, and you expect that with any new job, especially one that is so, in many cases, foreign and alien to us, you know? So
has a lot of moving parts.
it does have a lot of moving parts. Like, you have no idea. Like, maybe you do, but it's a lot. Like, hours and hours of writing and editing and making ads and moving them and converting files. There's so much stuff that goes into a newspaper. Plus, just going around and getting pictures and talking to people and trying to find out what's going on the island so that when people read our paper, they know everything that's going on the island. So, yeah.
So how'd you two meet?
We were actually both homeschooled, and we went to a co-op, which is basically where homeschool families get together and the kids take classes. That way they can socialize and learn things in more of a classroom setting, and we both went to the same one, so that's where we met.
Wow. Is there anything new you are adding to the paper?
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of ideas for new articles and sections and stuff, whether that's surfing stuff or recipe stuff or just getting a better beat on the news stories that are happening in Brigantine. There's a lot of people who could be getting stories and photos and stuff for us, but you have to make those connections because we want to get more of a connection with the community as far as people taking pictures, people writing stories and stuff, because it gives us a more authentic view of Brigantine. Because the more people submit, the more people talk to us, the more of a broad brush we paint Brigantine with.
I also have another thing that we're thinking about adding. We want to also try to get more younger people to read the paper and be interested in it. So we were thinking about putting in a kids corner that has some things that are more interesting to younger people. So that was an exciting development for us.
And we love your ideas.
My idea for the kids' corner is that you could add a comic strip, which I'm
We talked
interested
about doing that.
I will draw it. You will
Garett's
be
good
very
at
disappointed.
drawing.
So thank you guys for answering all of our questions. So now let's get ready to talk about some books.
Awesome.
Okay, now it's time to talk books. The book I have is Who Was Walt Disney? Gavin, what's your book?
So currently I'm reading Whitebird. Mckayla, what are you reading?
Me and Garrett both are sharing this book, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The reason I love this book that I've read is because it's all about the Holocaust era, and it's a great book, and it's adventurous.
I like my book because I love Walt Disney. I love going to Disneyland and Disney World, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a really nice book.
I'm really enjoying my book because it's a children's book and it's very lighthearted, which is really nice to have something that it reminds me of when I was little. My mom always used to read it to me, so that's one thing I'm liking about it.
And not to go too deep, but I also love all of the themes that C.S. Lewis puts throughout the book that like speak to realities that we experience in our daily life, like struggles and how to deal with different things. And I feel like the characters are very relatable. Like what Kay was saying, like when I was a kid with my siblings, we would play games that would be like just like this. So I find it really cool.
I would recommend Whitebird to kids 3rd and up because it has violence and blood in it. So, Lorelai, do you have any fun facts in your book?
Yes, I do, Gavin. So, a fun fact about the book is that Walt Disney actually played Peter Pan in a school play in like middle school. I would recommend this book to 2nd and up because it might be a little bit big for 1st graders, but 2nd graders, they could definitely read this. So do you guys have anything you would like to say about your book?
We do. We think The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is very cool. The Chronicles of Narnia and all of C.S. Lewis's writing is really awesome, and I would recommend any of it to anyone. You would love it. But the Chronicles of Narnia in particular, for kids, young kids, adults, if you're really young and you can't read, have an adult read it to you. It's really, really good. And yeah, the fun fact about this is that C.S. Lewis wrote a lot of theology books and things like that, and he continues that theme in the Chronicles of Narnia and in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe through some of his characters, like being synonymous with different characters throughout the subject of theology and such.
Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you everyone for watching. Let's Talk Books 2.0.
Okay, so now it's our turn. We're gonna hit you with, I don't know if they're gonna be more difficult questions, but we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes here. So, Mckayla, I loved hearing how when you were telling the kids that you're going to incorporate the kids more in the paper and try to reach that younger audience. I believe you've been talking to Mrs. Carlin, so tell us a little bit more about that.
So one of the things that we've been talking about is having her class do a column in the paper. Maybe once a month it will be. And it's not really like super fleshed out yet, so it's kind of based on the students' interests and like her class overall, what makes sense with what they're studying, but it'll probably be Brigantine related. It might have infographics, articles, photos from the students, all of that good stuff.
Right, so lots of good things to come, but we do know you have to get through something kind of important first, right? Is this true? In 2 weeks, you two are about to walk down the aisle?
Yep.
Very true.
2 weeks from tomorrow, we will be getting married.
Okay,
Crazy.
so now what happens to the paper while you all are off getting married?
Emmett has agreed to come back and run the paper for us for 4 weeks while we are getting married and going on our honeymoon.
All right, high five, Emmett.
Yeah, yeah, thanks to Emmett.
All right, so now I know Craig wanted to ask you a few questions about community members.
Sure. So when you were talking with the kids and talking about books, you mentioned the importance of community members not only supporting the paper, but the importance of their contribution. What does that look like, and what's the best way they can be involved?
Oh yeah, totally. So the more people submit photos, stories, articles, or even news tips telling us that something's going on is more helpful to us to get an authentic view of Brigantine, so that when someone picks up our paper, they see everything that's going on and they see those little stories and things that they would miss in their day-to-day life. So the more people submit, the better for the paper, the better for the community. And I feel like the paper and the community are kind of synonymous in a way. So, the more we represent the people, the more true the paper is to itself. And people can get involved by emailing us stories, photos, news tips to Brigantine Times stories@gmail.com. And that's with 2 S's. So Brigantine Times stories@gmail.com.
We have been working with these two for the past couple of weeks. They're super lovely. We know the paper's in good hands. Emmett, you made a great choice. So just help them out. If you feel like you've got something newsworthy, send it their way. So now we have the email. We know how to get in hold of you. What is our deadline? So if we have some breaking news, like, my dog just won top in the dog show, who am I sending it to? Because I know I would definitely want Rosie on the front page of the paper.
For sure. Yeah, so you would send it to that email. I'll probably be the one that reads it. I go through all of the stories and kind of put them together and make sure that they hopefully make it into the paper every week. Tuesday around midnight is like a good time to have it in. You'll make sure that it's definitely makes its way into the paper then. Anything later than that, it kind of tends to get lost in the scramble of production.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the best timeline.
So for those of us that are not in this very fast-paced world of publishing, what are some key factors that we should include in that email to make sure that you have the facts straight?
One thing that I think has been easy for people to forget about is when you send photos, captions for the photos, so you have the names of the people who are in the picture. Otherwise, it's really hard to come up with, two guys sit on a bench. I think that's not really interesting,
Yeah.
and we need to know who they are.
Okay, so make sure you include names. And also, I noticed that sometimes people don't always put the date of the event or just kind of giving us, maybe just write, 2 or 3 sentences about what it is, and then you'll take
definitely.
it and polish it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We also have some really exciting news that we're working on, just some fun collaborations. We want to keep the information flowing, and if we drop something on YouTube, we want to help them get it in print so that everybody is just getting all the information and we can flood you with all the fun stories.
100%. Yep. We'll be working on it together. Lots of exciting things to come.
Okay, so when it comes to running a newspaper, did you go into this with certain expectations? And has there been anything that you were like, whoa, I wasn't planning on this?
Well, there are a lot of unknowns when you're going into a new business, especially something like a newspaper. So one of the things for us was there's a whole generation of people that Kay and I don't know. As you might know, I'm 21 and Mckayla's 22. So
Oh, that makes me feel old.
so there's a lot of people on the island that we don't know, because growing up, we frequented Acme, ice cream shop, surf shop, the beach, and that was basically it. We didn't go to the VFW or anything like that, obviously, but now we're getting a chance to meet a lot of cool people, and something that's surprising is how welcoming, maybe not surprising because it's Brigantine, but everyone's so welcoming to us, so kind, and willing to welcome us into their organizations, to continue advertising with us, to continue sending us stories. It's all great stuff, and it really builds us up, and it makes us feel great. Yeah.
That's good. Craig, do you have any final words of wisdom for these two? Now that we know, we can say for these children.
These children, yes. Just love what you do and work hard at it. Find an aspect of the paper or the publication process that you love, and just find what you love about it and focus. Dig down and, get to it.
That was really good. Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, sure.
Well, good luck to you both. We wish you all the luck in the world, and we're really excited to see these changes that you talked about with Gavin and Lorelai. So stay tuned, Brigantine. More to come.
Stay tuned.